So this bookstore wants to ensure that its products arrive to its customers in a method providing the best strategic value for themselves and buyer value for their customers. In order to do this, they ship in methods that minimize inventory costs and delivery time. So let's say if a student were to order a book, at the most cost-efficient way to get it to them is UPS Ground. Second example is if Elon University were to purchase a large amount of textbooks, the most cost-efficient way to get to them would be to use a freight system. Third, if a school in France decided to order a book from this bookstore, they would use air. Through good use of logistics management, the bookstore is able to lower inventory costs, increase gross margin of profit, and get their products there on time.
I mean, that's what we've got going out so far today. And then those over there are going UPS Freight because they're too big to go regular UPS.
Okay, so what's the difference? You said it's too big to go regular?
Regular UPS, you have to have, with regular UPS, it has to be 150 pounds or below.
Okay.
And then the dimensions have to, can't be more than 120 inches, length, width, and height.
Okay.
So like, that's too big to go regular UPS, but we also have UPS Freight.
Okay.
And they come in with the big 18-wheelers and take that stuff. And then over here are like envelopes that go next day air.
Okay.
So like, for example, this one's going to, well, Connecticut, and it's guaranteed to be there by 10:30 tomorrow morning.
Wow, okay.
But I mean, we have them like going to, you know, Mexico and places like that, and they get it there the next morning by 10:30, or they even have an 8 a.m. delivery.
So how many times a day does a truck come to pick up packages? Is it just at the end of every day, or is it more
It depends on how much we have in here. Usually they'll come twice a day.
Okay.
But I mean, it stays on their truck till they go in at night. See, they make their deliveries in the mornings.
Okay.
And then once they get their truck empty,
Okay.
then they pick up, and they pick up like at 6 o'clock, and then they take it to the hub in Greensboro.
Okay.
And like the next day air ones, then they'll leave the hub there, and it'll get on an airplane and go through Kentucky. And then they'll have, I mean, they can have it there at 8 o'clock the next morning at the door.
Nice.
And people can come in at 6 o'clock and ship it out, and it'll be there at 8 o'clock the next morning.
So we have air, freight, truck, ground.
Which goes to Greensboro, then it just gets on a regular, it gets on a big 18-wheeler, but it just goes ground.
Yeah.
And does every package have a tracking
Everyone
system
has a
that people
tracking
can follow online and track
The minute,
number? Okay.
the minute I type that in, like right there's your tracking number,
Okay.
which is on the box. But the minute I type it in through the system, I can put in your email address, and it'll email you the tracking number while you're standing there.
Okay. Wow.
And then they can just, you know, you can call UPS, or you can look it up online, or you can call us, and we'll track it for you, and they'll tell you exactly where it's been. Because once it leaves here, when the driver picks it up, he scans every package. Then when he takes it to the hub in Greensboro, then they scan every package.
Okay.
Then when it goes from there to another truck, they scan, you know, so it's got a trail of where it's, if you'll track a shipment, you can see all the different, you know, that long before it gets there.
Okay.
One of the tools UPS provides its customers is an online package tracking system. Globalization has made logistics management so important to companies that management information systems have been developed to provide companies and customers package tracking information. Entering the tracking number on an order confirmation email grants you access to the tracking and delivery information on the package. UPS provides specific information on each package, including the weight of the package and the billing date. Their shipment progress chart shows which cities the packages pass through, as well as the description of the processes that occur at each point. Arrival and departure scans are shown, as well as any notice of delay in the delivery. Some customers require such accurate delivery information that UPS provides status updates via text message or email if desired. Systems like these create buyer value that saves the customer money and encourages them to continue shipping with UPS.